This is the Big Woods Bucks Podcast. Come explore the big woods and timber in North America with your host, Maine Master Guide and deer tracking expert Hal Blood. Listen to Hal and co-hosts Lee Libby and Joe Cruzy as they unlock the secrets of big woods whitetails. Each episode will provide valuable insights into the tried and true system Hal has used for the last 40 years to scout, locate, and hunt mature big woods bucks. Listen and laugh as the crew discusses Hal's legendary adventures and learn how to apply a lifetime's worth of lessons from the big woods to your own hunting and outdoor adventures.
Welcome to the Big Woods Bucks Podcast. I'm your host, Hal Blood, sitting down here at Powlin again with Joe Cruzy.
Hello.
And we got Eric back.
Hello. That's shocking in itself. Two in a row.
2 in a row.
Yep. I don't know. We're gonna have to pull Lee out of retirement here pretty quick. He's been goofing off long enough on his honeymoon. Mikey Stevens is here again.
Good morning. Afternoon.
You can always count on Mike.
Old guide Mike.
Yep.
Retired, lives in town now.
Looking for things to do. He offered to do my lawn for me. For
I
crying
know.
out loud.
My ears perked right up when he said that.
I
don't charge that much.
I got it in my yard.
You'd be the new gripper.
Yeah.
I am.
That's right.
Marie calls me Gripper South. I ride my mower down the road.
Yeah, perfect.
Hey, we need to talk after the podcast. I might have a deal for you if you want to mow some yard.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm always rush and crunch for time. I got the mower and everything here for you.
You rush?
Actually, the other thing is I'm going to put you on the on-call list when we're gone because Hal was on the on-call list last time.
And yeah, that's how I got the dent in my truck.
I know. He keeps saying that. I think I'm supposed to pay for it.
No,
but
when you say on-call, Joe, you need to explain that.
Well, if there's any emergencies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's something that a mechanical guy needs to handle.
Yeah, I'll call somebody for you.
Don't call Mike if it's mechanical.
I was just going to say, he'll get a hold of someone.
He's going to break it. It can't be any worse than what I do. Break it worse.
Yeah. He's good at breaking stuff, though.
Well, we've heard them stories, Hal.
Yeah.
They don't get old, though.
No, they don't. I think of it every time he tells one. I think of another truck I wrecked, but I don't talk about it.
If I had all the money in the vehicles he's wrecked there, I'd be retired. Oh boy. Well, anyways, welcome, folks. Glad to have you back again. We're every couple of weeks we're getting closer to deer season, but we don't want to rush it. We got moose seasons coming up.
Hard to look past moose season for us.
It really is. You're right. Yeah.
But
I got cameras out for deer right now.
Yeah.
Which has got me in the deer mode, obviously, but I agree. My mind is set on moose at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking right past the bear thing, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. I am. I'm all about moose right now. Cameras, scouting, walking. Well, we probably shouldn't get into it, huh? We're talking about other things.
Speak freely.
This Zone 8 is really taken off again. We've done well in the winters. 5 winters now, 6 maybe, huh, Hal? But, I mean, the moose, they're coming back. It's really
I don't think any of us are even hunting Zone 8 this year, are we?
none of us are.
No.
I am.
Go figure.
Oh, you're an 8?
Yeah. My buddy Charlie Conger's got a permit here. So we're going to have some fun. He lives in New York. Charlie worked with me at Remington on my feedback team testing the guns there. Really great guy. We're going to have fun with it. He's going to bring his shotgun, shoot some birds, and he loves to do that.
We'll be in 4 for both seasons this year.
Yeah.
Yep. Makes it easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Leave the camp up.
You're going to eat good, huh? Candace, you got Candace both years?
Candace has come with us both weeks.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Oh, we sure you're awesome.
Yep.
Eric's dying to show his calves off.
Thanks, Joe.
Is Freddie Flintstones?
The other Joe, Jombra.
Good old Joe Giambra.
Good story about those two guys last year. So you guys always pick on me for my size, my calves, and so on. So him and his son last year show up, and they're both in pretty good shape, right? Remember having a couple beers with them out here before we left?
Yep.
And we get up in the woods, and the first morning we take off, and we did like a 6-mile loop, called our way through, saw a couple cows. Anyway, we get back to the main winter road that we were headed back where the truck was parked. And I just kind of take off, and they fall back quite a ways at that point. And I get to the truck, and I take my pack off, and I think I had a coat or something light on. And Joe's son shows up. Well, Joe Jr. shows up first. And he goes, "Holy shit, you are human." I go, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, at least you sweat." He goes, we couldn't keep up to you. He goes, "I can't believe how good you can go through the woods like that." I don't know. I guess it's just from years of doing it, but yeah. So they thought I was not a human the way I was going.
Well, you're used to walking in these woods, and most people aren't. Yeah. That's what kills people. I learned that over the years. Is they used to walking through the woods in Pennsylvania or wherever else. There's no blowdowns or nothing. You just walk through the woods. Ain't really the way it goes up here. Huh? You don't walk through the woods. You walk amongst the woods. Yep. Around stuff, over stuff, under stuff.
He made another comment of a beaver dam that I had skipped across. He goes, "Did you even touch your feet?" He goes, "It looked like you just flew right across that thing."
Wow. Well, Joe, in their defense, Eric, when you're walking away back too, you don't look human, bud. I'm sorry.
What do I look like, Alf?
No, the Sasquatch.
No, that's Joe. Joe Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Didn't you get a second? Well, like in Hollywood, they needed somebody to do Sasquatch.
Yeah. That movie back in the 70s, Mike.
They gave you a call.
We got a guy that listens to this podcast pretty regularly. Chris, he works with me, so he'll appreciate that too. He's our work Bigfoot.
Joe.
Everybody calls him that at work.
So Joe lives down in PA, and there's a lot of pump Remingtons in PA. And so I told him, "Hey, if you ever come across anything." So he called me up a few weeks back, and he was over at someone in his family's house, and I guess their neighbor, an older fellow, he got to talking to him and had he called me and said, "Hey, you interested in a Maple 7600 35 Whelen?" That was a limited run they did. I don't know if it's
is that a carbine too?
No, I wish it was, but no. Anyway, I'm picking that up today, so looking forward to putting my hands on that. But he's a good guy. He's on the lookout. He's a great guy.
He's a good guy.
They did that in the 80s, didn't they? So
was it? I don't know if it was that long ago that they did that, but I don't know. I was never a fan of the Maple stocks anyway. I don't really care for the way they look, but it's a pretty desirable gun, and anytime you can pick them up from a private individual like that.
The wood is pretty. It's just that people aren't used to that look on a gun. It's light.
Right. Is it bird's eye?
No, it's not bird's eye.
No.
It's just like select maple. It's a nice maple, but it's not what you'll think about when you're looking at a gun stock, really.
Yeah.
Because most everything's always been walnut and all of that. But
I could never use like a gun like that just because of the. On the fore end, it's got it all engraved in 35 Whelen and stuff, and I could never use it for hunting just because that. It just seems like one you.
Yeah, they were special runs when they did those, and they did some Marlins with those too. Not that long ago, they did some maple Marlins. Yeah, and I don't think a real lot of them, so they'll probably be pretty pricey, but
they were stainless too. I think they were stainless. Those maples when Marlin did them.
Oh, I don't know.
The only ones I've ever seen, they were stainless and maple. Right.
Yeah, I know they were doing some of them back when I was working there. I remember them guys were like at the SHOT Show and stuff. That all the distributors come and the guys that are selling the wood, that have the blanks and whatever.
I like the laminated stuff a lot. That's good looking.
I used to have a laminated Ruger 77. That's one of the few guns I've gotten rid of over the years. But it was just too heavy. That laminated stock to me was too heavy.
It's a little bit heavier than walnut, but yeah. The one I got on that 1895, it's a stainless with a big level loop, and it's got that gray laminate. Yeah. It looks nice that way. Yeah. You know what I mean? It looks nice. But I was never a fan of it on anything else. It just happened to be on that one. But speaking of pumps, you sold all yours.
Nope.
Oh,
no! I've shipped and all the raffle guns which went out, which everyone that participated in that, we really appreciate it. That was a successful deal on both of them. So the last one went out today, and then I had one that I had sold that got shipped out. So everything that I've that either was running the raffle or sold is gone. But no, I've got a few more 7600s. I don't know if I'm going to get rid of them or not. I don't know. I'm on the fence. But
I got one run up. I'm going to get rid of one. I got one that I thought I had sold, but the guy ended up backing out of it. So if anybody's desperate for one, it's just a basic. It's a 7600 06.
Straight or Monte Carlo?
It's straight. It's an 80s.
Yeah.
It's got the Fleur de Lure checkering from the 80s.
Yeah.
And it's been cut to 18 inches. Nice gun. It's in really, really good shape. It's not in perfect shape. It's been hunted a little bit, but it's not beat up, The only other thing is I noticed it's got the magazine's got a few rust spots on it, on the magazine and stuff, but so I'm going to let that one go cheap if anybody's interested.
Yeah, I've got two of them that are the 7600, like what you're saying. I got the nice stock and everything. And
carbines?
No, they're rifles.
Rifles, yeah.
I don't know. I may cut them down. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
no, this
got
one
760 is real clean.
This one I had taken it in trade for a 35 Whalen, and so I'm not nothing I want to hang on to. So somebody might need a nice hunting deer rifle for long. Anyway,
Cam will probably buy that.
Really?
Yep. I'll call him today.
All right.
All right. Hal's is gone.
We're selling guns, folks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll probably have to give him a special deal.
Oh, yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah. Let's talk about traditions and rituals and stuff. We revolve around deer hunting, A lot of people do different things, and maybe they sound quirky to other people and stuff, but it's like anything. It's you might call it superstitious, I guess, with some people, but hey, if it works, right? Or if you think it works, it works. I don't know.
Yeah, rituals, and then I guess rituals tie into it, but also, we always talk about killing the deer and the hunt and all that, but I think the most special moment is when you're walking up to them,
Oh, yeah.
And I think some guys have their things they do all the time, and it's I think it's one of those things that goes, at least for me, when I was younger, it was a celebration when you came up to your deer. You're so excited and stuff, and I think that changes over the years to where it's a little more somber, I guess is the word, because you have the respect for the animal and everything. And
yeah, I think I get soft in my old age. I feel so bad for them now.
Yeah,
it is really. I mean, used to be you never thought of that stuff. I don't think, but
just wanted to kill them.
More respect for the animal now.
Absolutely,
now that we're old. Yeah,
yeah. It's but it's the that you always a lot of people that don't hunt don't understand. They think that it's good enough that if you could have shot the deer, if it's standing right in front of you, just let it walk and it's the same thing. And there's just something, it never is. You have to have that kill to complete the hunt. And
it's just the end result. That's it. Yeah.
But for whatever reason, instinctual or whatever it is, you got to have that finality there at the end.
Yeah.
But I know superstition-wise, I know one of Eric's superstitions. And none of us like it.
I bet you do.
He's got...
Nobody likes it?
No, because it's an old, ratty, nasty Boston Red Sox shirt.
Patriots.
Whatever.
Same thing.
That he wears moose hunting. And he wears it from the first day, and that shirt doesn't get washed until there's a dead animal.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It goes through the whole week.
Sometimes that takes a while, and he is ripe by the end of it.
Or it may go on 2 or 3 moose hunts that week before it's taken off.
Yeah.
It gets pretty ripe, for sure.
I think he just doesn't like to do laundry.
There's really no place for the smell under your arms to gather anymore. The holes are so big under there. So I got to wear a different T-shirt underneath this T-shirt, but it still gets worn.
So all these times I've shared camp with you, that was what that smell was?
Well, part of it, yeah.
I thought it was Travis one time.
It probably was Travis. Travis always
No,
says
it was you.
No,
No.
Travis always says when he sweats, he smells like an Italian sandwich. So, and that's not wearing the same T-shirt every day.
Smells like an
I wasn't getting any olive. I wasn't getting any olive oil in my nose. But
That shirt gets worn a lot, though. Yeah, I don't go anywhere without that one.
Deer hunting too, or just moose?
Yeah, I wear deer hunting too.
Every day.
Yeah.
The whole season.
No, in the deer season it's different. I'll wash it and I'll change up. I have probably maybe 3 different shirts I'll wear deer hunting. I mean, I'll change long underwear and stuff like that, but that shirt will always be there. And there's probably 3 for deer season.
So how'd that get started?
It's the one with Joe. That was definitely from moose hunting. We started killing bulls, and I had that shirt, and I put it all on that shirt and kept on wearing it. And that one we killed with Jamie was the same. Where was I that year?
You were guiding someone else.
Zone 5, maybe?
Yeah, I don't even remember. That was a
No,
while
I
ago.
was up in Zone 3. That's what it was.
Yeah,
And I was on my way home and turned around and came back up here.
Yeah,
And wore that thing the next day. And Jamie.
that's the only reason that we got a moose that day. That's the
right.
only reason.
It's all on that shirt.
It couldn't have
See?
been the frosty, cold temperatures and no wind at all.
But-
Moose were moving like crazy.
But you know what? When we talk about traditions and superstitions, it doesn't matter what that stuff is, right? It's what people believe.
That's right.
Worked that day. So
I believe.
people go with that stuff. That's
I
all.
believe I got to share 2 weeks at the camp with you this year.
You do.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
weeks. And
Yep.
I got to smell that shirt.
You do.
That's all I'm thinking about.
That's all right. You'll be all right.
Same tent?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh,
same,
yeah.
Same bunk.
The bunk
Well,
will be my bunk will be a little further this year than it usually is.
Well,
Unless Mike brings this 5-bedroom Walmart special.
Yeah, Mike brings his big blow-up mattresses, big enough room for you on there.
Jeez, me and you, Mike, we could spoon up.
I suppose. Two weeks
Visual. Holy shit.
2 weeks will be
You
kind of
wouldn't
lonely.
even you wouldn't even see Mike.
I'll keep you warm, Mike.
That's an offer you can't refuse.
It's a bad visual here.
So now if you lost that shirt, what would happen?
I'd probably find another one.
Curl up in the corner.
Yeah.
In
Cry
the
for a
fetal
little
position.
while. Yeah, I'd pick another one.
Any more things you do when you're deer hunting or anything?
I have 2 big woods ones. One of them I'm wearing right now, but those ones are switched back and forth for deer season too. You can barely read the lettering on them anymore.
Yeah.
I never got the good old original OG Big Woods Bucks shirts. I wish we did a run like that. That's a better
like
one.
that logo a lot.
Yeah, I do
I
too.
like the logo a lot. The other thing I do for deer season is if I'm not seeing deer or it seems slow, I'll eat deer meat the night before. That seems like another one of those things that I just feel works.
Got to be at one with the deer, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest buck I ever killed is what caused that to start. Is I can't remember if I wasn't seeing much for deer that week. And this is back quite a few years ago when we had a lot of deer around up there, you know. And I ate deer meat the night before and went out that next morning and killed him with a doe. And that was it. From then on, it was like, okay, I'm going to start eating deer meat the night before.
So you eat deer meat every night?
I should.
Every night during deer season.
Don't ask me why I don't, but I should, I guess, do that.
Was that the buck up Will's Hill I told you about?
Yeah.
I had a client up there, and he's too old to climb the hill every day. I told Eric, there's a buck up there. He just makes the same rounds every day, didn't he, Eric?
He was going
every day.
He was going all the way to the Cape Horn side, making a loop.
I says, if you put any time up there, you'll kill him. You killed him the next morning.
Yeah.
Huh? I'll never forget that. 242, something like that. That was a big one.
How do you remember that?
I remember that.
That's exactly what it was, 242.
Yeah.
That's a big bastard.
Yeah, and he had no clue I was there. He was all on that doe.
Oh, man. That buck, he was just crazy.
And he had come through that morning. He wasn't crossing roads, so you had to go in and cut his track. And he had come through earlier in the morning. He had a scrape line he was running, and the doe wasn't with him at the time. And then I just got on his track there and went up over the top of Will's Hill, and he was up on top, bedded down with her. And when she jumped, he just kind of hopped behind her and didn't even have a clue I was there.
What time of the month was that?
That was third week.
Yeah.
I always used to pick the third week for myself because Thanksgiving I would get a couple days off, but third week in my mind was always my favorite week to hunt. I could get back up here and hunt a few more days for Thanksgiving, but it gave me the week I really wanted to hunt for myself.
He was probably pushing 260
Yeah.
early in the season.
Yeah.
Going up and down that hill every day, he lost some weight.
He was a good deer for
Jeez,
sure.
There he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like we get the better hunting weather in the last week, Thanksgiving, then we used to always live for that third week, like Eric just said. But now it seems like Thanksgiving week's the better week.
It's been so different. With the snow is the biggest thing, huh? So the last few years, the snow
Been early.
has been early. You know, in those years when I'm talking about my own hunting being done third week, a lot of those fourth weeks you come back Thanksgiving and you'd be dealing with snow up to your waist, you know.
Too much snow.
Yeah. So that
much
third
snow.
week was always, in my mind, the best week to come up.
Yeah. I always, if there was, I'd just soon have the first week if there's snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't get on them big missions yet, you know.
Well, for people that have a job, right, and you got to kind of pick what week you're going to do as opposed to just, getting snow tonight, I'm going to hunt this week or tomorrow. You know, I would always say if I'm going to just pick out of the blue and have to take vacation time for it, the third week was always my option.
Do you know anybody that works?
I was going to say, I don't know who that was aimed at.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here with...
That is our job, Eric. We're allowed to...
It's not my full-time job.
That's a good.
Yeah.
But
I've been working a lot lately.
It must be really nice, though, for you guys to just wake up in the morning and say, oh, geez, we got 6 inches of fresh snow. I'm going to go hunt today.
It is.
Yeah.
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 That's fun.
Or I'm not going to go out and do it.
Yeah. Or it's 70 degrees. I'm not going today.
The last year you called me up there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember.
Mike, fresh snow, you're going on.
That's what you turn into once you get up around. What are you, 73, 4 right now, Mike? Too bad we can't get looks through this podcast thing.
I know. You would have thought we would have figured out the video thing long ago, but there's no one tech savvy enough in this group to do it.
Nobody wants to do anything. Nobody wants to watch it.
Hey, he's not hit that decade yet.
No, but he's turning into one of those guys that he's all gung ho to go on the night. Oh, call me. Pick me up in the morning. Okay, yeah, we'll hunt together this week. Like 1 or 2 days into it this year, he's like, oh no, I got things to do. I got to run downriver. Like, how did downriver come into play over the last 6 hours? Like, what the hell happened?
That was the excuse I used that day downriver. I had to go downriver and do something.
Yeah, you can't remember because it didn't happen.
That's a term that everyone up here knows, but my parents always talk about when they first moved to Jackman in the early 70s and someone said they had to go downriver. They had no comprehension about what that meant,
Right,
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, our listeners might want to know what it means.
Well, they
Joe.
thought in their mind they had to get on a barge or something and float down the Kennebec. But it's just everything down south of here is you're following the river, and it's
As soon
it's
as you
going
hit
down
the
river.
forks, you hit the river, and that's it. If you're
Yep.
going to Augusta, it's the same river. You're down along the river,
Going
Waterville.
down.
It goes everywhere.
Yep.
Well, you like it when somebody is going downriver for the day. They always put a little note on Facebook. I'm going downriver if anybody needs me to pick up anything.
Right.
Yeah. That probably don't happen in a lot of communities, huh?
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
I bring a lot of stuff up because I travel it every day, and anytime I see that, I'll grab it.
The only other place I've seen it is on the islands. So when I go visit friends on the islands,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
whenever you're waiting for the ferry to come in, a lot of times guys will come up to you and, hey, can you drop this off on the other side for me? You know, people doing that stuff all the time in communities like that, which is not that much different than this, right?
Right.
It's a long ways to get to anything.
Well,
What's it like being a drug mule?
It's a good question, Joe.
They'll never question Eric. I mean, couple encounter sheriffs.
Eric, I
Deputy.
mean, was you wondering why there was Mexicans going
Yeah.
Yeah, we all got our rituals, huh?
You got any, Mike?
Yeah, I got a few. I mean, I load my clip every morning before I go. That's one thing I do.
That's good.
As opposed to going with an empty clip.
No, but I mean, I got to take the shells out of it if they're in it or whatever. But I got to manually
re-put them back in.
Shells.
Take them out, put them back in.
If I have to, yeah, I'll do that. I just got to do it. I don't know what it is. I've been doing it, ever since we started using 760s or whatever. But I've always done that. I don't know why.
Do you ever use the same bullet on the top?
Yes.
So I've done that too.
Yep. Yep.
And then I'll swap that around if I'm not seeing much. I'll keep changing that bullet too.
Hopefully you use it.
I was actually I was thinking I didn't have anything I did ahead of time, but I always use the same.
Yep.
Once I pick a bullet, that one stays out of the magazine the whole season or
Moose guiding
until I shoot.
Moose guiding when we kill the bull, the moose god is Pomola, as we all know. We worship him. But I
thought it was Hal.
No, it's Pomola.
Oh.
I said moose, not deer. So anyway, when I got the moose out, the first thing I remove is the private parts of the moose and you offer them to Pomola.
Private
This is
parts.
Well, what do you want me to call it? This is mixed company. But anyway, I tell the client, when I remove this, you hang it in the tree as high as you can reach and thank Pomola for what has just happened here. And if you don't hang it in the tree, I don't get your moose. So, but all the people go for it. I mean, they go, geez, that's pretty cool.
They don't want to gut it.
No, Joe, it's the ritual part they go for. They think it's cool that we thank Pomola like we do.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I didn't even know that, Mike.
I do that every time.
Yeah, I don't think you and I have ever killed a moose together. Not like we've ever been together.
Have you ever killed one on the road? Because that's what you got to do if you're with Mike.
Plenty.
He's the only one that has never killed a moose off of a road. He calls them from miles away.
That's right.
Yeah, never had to pack one.
Never packed a moose.
No.
Doesn't plan on it.
Nope, I don't.
That's not bad.
Well, last year we did. Last year we got that.
Oh, that's right. How could I forget that? That was a good hunt. Yeah.
And I made the old fella hang.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah, I made him hang him.
I think I was running back across the cut to start dragging rope.
That was the quickest gutting moose I ever done in my life.
Yeah.
We were in and out of there in no time.
That was fun.
Morning. Yeah, that was fun. They would
held that one there for, 20 minutes or something? It was
know.
a long time.
The kid started running, right? We were way down the road, so he starts running. I said, don't run. Don't run.
Yeah.
Because by the time you get there, you'll never be able to shoot that moose.
Yeah.
So anyway, just walk. Joe will keep him there.
Yeah. That was fun.
Joe's a pretty good caller.
So, I don't, nothing before. It's usually, to me, it's just like walking up afterwards is just the best, and I always say a little prayer, and got to thank God for.
That's right.
No, that goes inside, huh?
Yeah, that's basically all I do. I've never been superstitious, or I don't have. The only ritual that I really have is getting dressed. And I remember talking to Libby about. He's the same way. If I get up and I get my long johns on in the bedroom, and then all my woolies are down in my man cave in the cellar by the wood stove. And my boots are on the dryer, and I'm kind of a creature of habit, and that's mainly because if I put something somewhere else, I forget where the heck I put it, because I like to just keep my stuff in the same place. So then I'll put my woolies and stuff on down there, my wool socks, and if I just do it all the same way every time. And then if I get if I pull my wool sock on, if that doesn't feel right, or if I pull my boot on it, and it's just when I pull that on, if I feel something funny, might usually like my sock is a little twisted sideways, or maybe something. Take my boot back off, fix it all, put it back on, because I don't feel when I'm ready to go. I don't want to fix anything in the woods. I don't want to stop, take my boot off in the woods, and so I make sure I'm ready to go and everything feels right on me. And I guess that's probably really my only ritual is to get headed into the woods, so I don't have to stop for anything, or fix things or whatever.
How many guys do you think ate the heart after Red Dawn? That was like one of those scenes that everyone refers back to, and well, you got to do that. Your first deer, got to eat the heart.
Yeah. Well, I told you about Mike Featherstone, and I didn't know he did it until that buck he shot. I was with him when he shot a buck. We used to a lot of times hunt muzzleloader season, not like necessarily together, but we'd go together, but a few times we have tracked them together, and I remember it was the year after I shot my buck I called the King. I called him on that one, and he called me on the radio. He didn't have any track, so I told him, well, if you wanted to come down, get around me and stuff. So we did, but anyways, it turned into another buck came in on it, and he got on that buck, and then I shot mine, and he came down off the mountain to help me get it out. So then the next year, we'd gone in, it was muzzleloader season again, and split up, and I was on an old track. It was like old from the beginning of the night. I'd come to already 2 or 3 beds frozen up, and the buck was still traveling. I was hammering along on it, and I jumped a different buck. I thought it was the buck, but it jumped up to the left. It was kind of odd. and I could see I thought it was a 10. It ended up being a 9, but so I stopped and having a sandwich. I called Mike and asked him how he was doing. He said, I ain't even cut a track. And I said, well, I just jumped on here pretty good when I saw it. If you want to come up, go with me on this one. Yeah, I'll come over. So time I got my sandwich into me, about a half an hour, he'd showed up. And I said, you want to take the track or you want to loop around? He goes, I'll take the track. And I go, I figured you'd say that. But it was okay because he helped me the year before. But so anyways, long story short, I think I probably told the story, but we ended up, he hit it in the leg and we chased it all afternoon, and we ended up, he killed it, got in a brook there and was done. And he killed it there, and it was getting late. We had about an hour to get out of there. I mean, we was a long way from the truck, like miles. So we knew he was going to have to leave it there. So he's gotten it out anyways, and he takes the heart, sets it aside. I thought he was going to take it out with us. And then it gets all done, and he takes a stick, and he digs a hole in the ground, and he puts the heart in it, and he buries the heart there. And I'm like, what are you doing that for? And he just said it was just some ritual he always did, and somebody must have showed him, and so thought it was showing respect to something or whatever, or leaving part of the animal right where he died, something to that effect. But
wasn't that the big one he called Mr. Smith? Was that one? Remember that buck eating?
Yeah, that was Mr. Smith. Yeah,
that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it weren't a monster buck. It was a nice, good buck. So it was muzzleloader season. I think it weighed 195. I mean, it was a real nice buck. Nice 9.0.
Hi everyone, Mark Sheeran here. So people have been asking why we've switched to Skinner sights over the traditional brands that we've used in the past. Let me go through the differences because that seems to be the quick question that everybody wants answered. First, the sight is all steel construction. There's no aluminum involved. Second reason is he has a lifetime guarantee, replacement guarantee. Nobody else has that. The third reason is you can actually get the sight. It's, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for production runs or any of that. He's very responsive. Andy Larson, the owner of Skinner Sights, is very, very responsive. And the last reason is they're elegant. They're beautiful sights. They're well crafted. They're made in the USA, and they're just impressive. The last thing is on the BWB tracker series that we just co-developed with Andy. He custom built the aperture, the ghost ring, to our specs. So they work really, really well here in the Northeast, in the boreal forests of the Northeast. So I hope you'll take a look at them at skinnersights.com. Within the next 2 weeks, we will have them at bigwoodsbucks.com as well for sale. And we hope you take a look at them, the new tracker series. Take care. Good luck on the trail.
Hey, Hal here. I want to talk a little bit about our partnership with OnX Hunt. I've been using it for a while now, and if anybody knows me, they know I'm not a very techie person, but the OnX app is it's a real time saver. I remember the days when we poured over topo maps everywhere we was going to go and stuff, and I don't do that quite as much anymore. Where it's really helped me is scouting, whether it's deer scouting, a moose, or even turkey hunting in the spring, which I do. It really helps out. I don't have to spend as much time running around the truck burning up the gas. I'm just basically using my OnX. Got it on my phone. Don't even carry a GPS anymore. So I just download the areas where I'm going to be hunting, whether it's up north moose hunting, and I use it mostly on the satellite imagery. I like to see the cuts and the clearings and the turkey hunting, the hidden fields and stuff. But everybody's using it now, from the game wardens to land surveyors, and just a great tool. And with our partnership with OnX, if you use a code BWB, you're going to receive 20% off on your first premium or elite memberships. And you just go to onxmaps.com/hunt. You'll be glad you did. Good luck on the trail.
Hi everyone, Big Woods team member Mark Sheeran here. Many of you know that I have a passion for helping people solve their addictions permanently. As a matter of fact, me and my team have spent the last 31 years helping more than 20,000 people move on from their addictions. So know this, if you or someone you love want to move on from an addiction for good, and you don't want to be stuck in a rehab or 12-step meetings or endless therapies, then you might want to learn about the Freedom Model and the St. Jude Retreat. To learn more, give us a call at 888-424-2626. All calls are confidential. Here's that number again, 888-424-2626, or go to soberforever.net for more information. I really look forward to helping you end your addictions for good. Here's that number one last time, 888-424-2626. Take care.
Yeah, like Eric said earlier, I think I bury the liver before I bury the heart.
Absolutely.
You guys eat liver?
Yeah, I love liver.
Love
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Deb won't even, she'll cook it if I wanted her to, but I used to take the liver and I'd soak my liver and cut it up and put it in the freezer, and there it would sit, because she would never take it out of the freezer to cook it. If I got it out, she would cook it for me. She wouldn't eat it or nothing, so I just quit doing it.
I was thinking you soak it in like gasoline and light it on fire or something like that.
You know, deer liver, beef liver, moose liver, I like it all. The only liver I can't eat, well, there's two livers I can't stand, and it's pork liver and chicken livers. It's just some weird taste of that. Pork liver
Texture.
No, it's
Got
not.
chalky texture.
The pork liver is a weird taste to me too. I don't know why it's so much different, but deer and bear and beef livers.
I love it. My wife cooks it for me.
Yeah.
You know, whenever I say I could eat liver every week it's good stuff.
Yeah, I can't eat it. I think it's more psychological. Once I heard it was the filter, it just turned me off to it. And I don't care for the taste. It's just.
How about the kidneys? A lot of people eat them, and you know what that's filtering.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I talked about it before that I've been watching that show Alone, and I just finished it recently. You watched that, Eric?
Yep.
That was good. And I tell you what, it is impressive, the skills that some of these people had. And it got down, spoiler alert, anyone that hasn't watched it.
Which season?
7, I think.
Yeah, that's an older season anyway. You're good.
Oh, okay. So, I wasn't going to stop anyway. So, anyway, it got down to the final 3. It was that guy that killed a muskox with his bow. Well, he shot it in the ass, and he must have hit the femoral artery, because it didn't go far, and it kind of laid down, and he ran up on it with a knife and jabbed it with a knife and killed it by hand, which was pretty cool. But the other 2 were 2 women, and they had good skills about what they could eat, what they couldn't eat, foraging and everything. And one of the biggest prized possessions for eating was the porcupine, because it had so much fat, even better than the muskox, because the muskox was so lean. But what impressed me was all the organs they ate. I mean, they ate everything off those animals, even right down to the hooves. The guy that won cooked the muskox hooves and ate the hooves.
The marrow.
All the marrow. He ate every bit
out.
of the marrow out of all those, yeah. So it was, you look at it and you think, oh, yeah, I think I could last a little while out there. You got to have your act together to live out there, because it got down, it was 35 below, and so one of the girls tapped out. I forget. It was like maybe on the 82nd day or 83rd. They had to go 100 days. On the 87th day, one of the girls was having issues with her toe, had frostbite on it, and she wasn't going to quit.
No.
She was like, I'm staying. I'm good spiritually. I just got to get this frostbite. And she was, warming it up every, time it would bother her. And they sent a medical team in, and they pulled her out of there.
Yep.
They didn't let her finish at day 87. So she was right there at the end, and so that guy Roland won. But it was pretty cool to see all the people, because they had 10 people start that, the skills they had for survival and what they could eat, and kill without having much to kill with.
Sounds a little bit fishy to me, like all them reality shows.
I don't think.
No, but listen here.
Yeah.
The guy didn't eat a whole muskox by himself, so he shouldn't have been eating the hoofs. I'd have been eating all the good stuff first. You couldn't eat by yourself a muskox, even if you killed it the first day, right?
I watched that one also, and it wasn't. The problem with that is that there's only protein in the meat, so they're trying to get fats from different portions of the animal. That's where it's coming into play. So
it was a better peat
You
form.
can't just eat just the muskox and think you're going to be good. You got to get fats from somewhere else that you're going to be able to sustain your body. So that's, I think, where a lot of these other things came into play, organs and all that stuff, where they were looking for more fatty stuff that had more than what the clean meat was going to have.
Yeah, they must have fat inside of them, though. You know, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
But the what they were saying was the porcupines had the most fat, you know, for the size of them, and that was they were pretty psyched when they were catching fish too, and of course those were good. But you know, the one girl was one more fish, and she felt like she could have made it to the end, and it was just getting too cold.
Yeah,
I like that show. That's a good show.
Yeah.
What happened to deer hunting?
I don't know. We were talking about
coming.
eating
Ramble,
body
you
parts.
guys. Don't mention liver again. Eric just ran to the bathroom.
Yeah. No, and in the heart, I mean, heart is good.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Joe,
Yeah.
do you have a full head of hair?
Are we going back to that?
Do you?
It's not getting that. It's
You're
getting
losing it
worse.
too. I was
Oh,
going to
yeah.
put the two bald guys on the liver team. And I still got a full head of hair.
Yeah, braggart. I used to be that guy, Eric. Like you.
Mike.
What's he talking? What's that supposed to mean?
Mike, they're jealous of us. You know what? You know when you have a full head of hair on the top, it's a lack of testosterone.
It is.
Testosterone.
Nope, I had that checked.
Is when you go bald.
I had that checked. That's what I thought. It's plenty high.
That's way too funny.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
the other
so anyway,
ritual thing I thought of, Mike, every time when I think about that stuff, was the two Russian guys you had.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
the guy that brought his buddy to get him a kill before they went and whatever they were going to hunt next when they had their toast over the animal? He brought cups
Yeah.
and the whole deal out there.
Yeah, that's the one. He told that story, and he didn't. Mike, they never offered Mike a drink.
Oh,
and I didn't offer him a ride out of the woods either. No whiskey, no ride. That's how that one went. But we've all heard that story. But anyway, I mean, I was surprised that, you know, as long as we've been friends, I thought you had a ritual, like something to do with your socks. No?
I
He
just
just,
said
he
that.
just told it.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought it was more than that.
No,
I mean,
I have the same. My sock combination is the same. You know, I wear a liner, like a silky liner. It's
Yeah.
polypropylene,
Okay.
but it's just like a thin liner. And then my regular wool socks. But they gotta, when I pull my boot on, it's gotta be snug. And so,
Okay.
yeah. So I only wear my wool socks 2 days. They'll stay 2 days, and then they get too like matted down, and they don't fit right anymore. So that's it. It's 2 days. If I'm home, everything's just 2 days on the socks, and even I might go 3 on the long underwear. But like I know moose camp and stuff where you got to, whatever you take. I mean, the sock liners, you can basically rinse them out and wear one pair the whole time. Nothing happens to them. But
my nephew Ian got me hooked on those Smart Wool socks, and we all have Smart Wools right now. He wore a pair of those. He did the Great Divide trek with his dad. It was like, I don't know, 2,400 miles on a bicycle or something like that.
Yeah, that was impressive.
And in 30 days, I think, is the time limit. So anyway, he said he wore a pair of those for 22 days in a row, is what got me to buy my first set. And I agree 100%. Like all the other wool socks I've ever worn, a day or two, and they're stretched out, and they just don't feel right. I have never had an issue with those Smart Wools, whether they're 2-3 days, does not matter. They stay tight in the same shape. And that's what got me to buy a set, was Ian telling me that he did that bike ride on them.
I looked at those, but they don't make a pair. I don't like to wear like 2 pairs of socks. And the Smart Wool one, they don't have one that's the weight. They're not heavy enough weight for what I like, just to put 1 pair of socks on. It's just the way my boot fits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like the Darn Tough.
Yeah.
I used them for the first time last year.
Yeah. I got those last year.
That's what I meant to say, actually.
Oh, okay. Darn
yeah,
Tough.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The Smart Wool I'm too used to from Beans, but yeah, absolutely. That's the ones I was talking
So
about.
yeah, those were fine. I tried those last year when we got them, and they're just a shade lighter, but not enough to make a difference. But
Yeah.
those were good socks.
Feel good on your feet.
I just like how they don't stretch.
Yeah.
But I will say this, Eric. If you go 22 days when I'm in moose camp with you without washing your socks, there's going to be some issues, bro.
You don't need to worry about that, Mike.
Okay. You got a couple of the pairs.
Yeah, I got a few pairs.
If you're in moose camp for 22 days, there's going to be more issues than that.
Yeah, I guess so.
I was just thinking I can make. I'll have to tell Whitey there, my first week client. I think it'll be his first buck once he kills it. So I'm going to make him eat the heart and put the blood on his face. Tell him everyone does it.
Yeah, put the bloody cross on his forehead.
He's going to come back to the lodge that night.
Yeah,
I'll blood it up.
I hope he's listening to this.
I actually think he does listen. So there goes that. Yeah, I'm still going to make him do it.
I like watching bishops bury the dollar bills in the moose nose. You've seen that, right, with kids? Have you seen him do that?
No.
So, yeah, anytime I've been there and they're tagging a moose and there's a kid around, they'll bury a $1 bill way inside of the moose's nose, which obviously we all know is huge, right?
Who does?
Whoever's tagging it.
Oh,
I've seen more than one person do it.
Okay.
And then they'll convince this kid that they got to reach up inside of that nose, and the kid will reach up in and pull out a $1 bill. You're like, where the heck did that come from?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I thought you'd have a little more deeper than superstitions. Or
I'm a pretty
rituals
simple
or something.
guy, Mike.
I know, but I mean,
pretty simple.
all these people are listening. You're like Babe Ruth of deer hunting. And you don't even do anything. I mean, I don't know.
Yes, I do. I get up every morning. I make sure my socks fit right, and I go deer hunting.
Babe Ruth was an overweight, alcoholic womanizer. What kind of shot was that at Hal?
Babe Ruth hit a lot of home runs, Joe. That's what he's more known for. Okay?
Oh, okay. Jeez.
Whoa. No, it's funny because I never have been. I have a system the way I do things, and that's what I do, and I just keep repeating it and keep doing it.
Yeah.
Seems to work, so I don't change anything.
Babe Ruth's daughter is suing Big Woods Bucks as we speak.
It's well known.
Yeah. Maybe we ought to get the old cutting off the shirt tail ritual at the lodge going.
Yeah, we should start something.
Yeah, we got to do something like that. Oh, I got something else though too.
Cut their jacket.
I was going through. I had a tote with hunting stuff. I got all these totes down in my closet, and some of them I ain't seen since I put them there 7 years ago when we moved in. But I found. You remember the OFA hat? Yeah, from Ontario. You remember that?
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
So when we started going to Ontario, I bought this orange beanie hat with a tassel on the top, and I wrote with a big Sharpie magic marker OFA on it, OFFA, and I brought it out to Ontario. Didn't tell anybody what it was for, and the first one, I think it was Marcus, missed the buck. I got that hat out and put it on his head at supper that night, and he had to. So that became the tradition there. OFA meant you OFA however many times you shot. So if you shot 5 times, you were an OFA. You OFA. You didn't have your buck yet. And we did that for quite a few years out there. Got the OFA hat out,
Yeah, it may be time to start something like that.
I'll bring
this
that
year.
down. And if anybody misses a buck, we'll put the OFA hat on them for supper that night.
You still got it?
Yeah, I found it. That's why I brought that up. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I was going through the tote. Mike, where you been?
He's sleeping like Shanzy does. It's just they call it a nap when they get older.
Yeah,
now.
he's got drool. He's got to wipe the drool off the corner of his mouth now from napping. So yeah,
Shanzy did that a couple weeks ago. He was here, and Hal told this whole story, and he asked Lee something. He goes, "I wasn't paying attention." We're just sitting right. I don't know where he was.
I expect that from Libby.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He just doesn't even show up.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll be fun. Something to have a little fun with things. You got to have fun with it. You got to have fun with the mistakes. You miss one or whatever, and you still got to have fun with it.
Yeah. Miss any last year, Eric?
Nope.
Anything else happen?
Might have wounded a couple. We've talked about that already.
Yeah, that's why we're talking about it now.
Well, let's bring it up again. Yeah, we'll rehab. Let's bring salt in the wound.
That's why I was kind of talking about.
On the plus side,
if you don't shoot nothing, you don't get the experience to kill things.
On the plus side, I do have pictures of him from winter up to losing his antlers, and I have him on camera again this year already. The one with my bow equipment.
Well, he's as good as dead then.
No, I've been chasing him this will be year 4 on that one.
His rack seems wider this year.
Yeah, he's getting wider this year.
Holy cow.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah, he is a pig, that boy.
Yeah. But he's still around. I hit him a little high. Just grazed him. I don't even think he knew what the heck happened. He hopped like five jumps and got behind some alders, and I couldn't see him, and then that was it. I didn't even know he had stopped there, but he had stopped and walked off.
Well, you think it went like right over his top of his back?
Yep.
You think it
100% right above his spine.
Did you hear it slap?
Yeah, I knew it hit him.
Yeah.
But the arrow didn't have a lot of blood on it, and then I probably had blood within 40 yards of where I shot him, but he didn't bleed a lot, and I had a picture of him from that same night. I think I got him around 2 o'clock in the morning or so with the same doe he was with, and you could see what looked like a little bit of blood on the side, but it was a high shot. I just misranged it from where he came out. Exactly what I wanted to happen, my ranging was not good. I misranged him.
Well, like Hal says, you're going to miss a lot of them, but make sure you bet on them.
That's right.
I was watching one of the videos, a little clip I did after I shot my deer last year, which reminds me of the bleeding part. That thing ran, I don't know, it was 80, 90, 100 yards, something like that before it died. Never dropped a drop of blood.
muzzleloader, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't do the same thing. A muzzleloader don't.
And it's just how many deer don't get recovered because of that,
Yeah. I know that I shot one, I think it was the last one I shot over in the Berkshires there. I can't believe how far that thing went he was bleeding like a stuck pig because they just don't have no shocking power. He just went.
It's hard to find a good bullet, from my experience, for muzzleloader that expands good and does a lot of damage. Because the ones I've killed with muzzleloader, they just don't seem to bleed like they should. And I've seen them with the same exact hole on both sides. Obviously that bullet's not expanding. I've tried 2 or 3 different bullets themselves, and
a lot of it I always figured was it doesn't have the velocity to shock it like a high power rifle. I don't think it's any different like a big bullet, like a 45-70 we was talking about. I think that's the same thing. I mean, it's a lower velocity, bigger bored bullet, and it don't have that shocking. Because when you can see the difference too when you cutting the meat up and stuff. When you hit one with a high powered rifle, a lot of that meat around the wound is like bloodshot out and veins of it everywhere. You don't get that with a muzzleloader. It's just boom. It's bloodshot around the hole, but it doesn't drive that blood stuff out into the meat like 6 inches. Yeah.
Could it be the weight of the bullet too, just not, and the fact the deer, there's just not enough mass to make it to give it the impact to open up, to expand?
I don't know because I've taken bullets out of deer that they were mushroomed fine. You know what I mean? Muzzleloader bullets.
Okay.
I used to use them Thompson Shockwaves there. I think they were 250 grain or something, maybe something like that. But they would be mushroomed just right. And then I know these ones that we get there for the Woodman arms. There's I don't know what brand. A guy makes them, I think, but they're very similar to a Vortex bullet. They're a copper bullet with a plastic tip in it, and those perform well.
Are they power belts?
No. We just get them in a clear plastic bag. There's no name on them.
Mark Woodman buys them. A guy makes them, and it's he just gets them and packages them up and sells them. They're in little bag. There's 5 in a little bag, and I think you buy them in a thing of 20. You buy like a box of bullets. You buy 20 of them,
right?
And you can get 200. Well, for the 45 caliber, you can get 225s or 250s, and I get the 225s in that 45. I figure that's flatter shooting or whatever, but it doesn't seem to matter. I mean, they mushroom okay, but does something different to the deer, and it's the same. I mean, a bow the same way. It doesn't shock. It's just you're counting on getting something to make them bleed out, really.
Well, that was one of the issues with it. Is it had the entrance wound was high in the shoulder, and he was a little bit quartering to me, so it went in there and it never exited.
Yep.
So you have that one hole, and it's just a big gaping round hole high up. It's just, there's just no blood there to get to it.
Yeah.
But, you do that on snow. Everyone knows, it's like following a neon.
Yeah.
Something neon when it's on the snow. But if you couple that with having no snow and not getting good blood.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
When I shot my moose there with that 45-70, and I knew it was quartering away pretty hard, so I put it behind the ribs, and when I fired, he kind of shuffled ahead out of sight around the spruces, but it sounded like he stopped there. So I told the guys, I said, just keep quiet and don't make a sound, because you chase them, and that's once they seem to like get their second wind is when they're gone, right? So we just waited, and seemed like a couple of minutes, might not have been, but I heard a couple of like little rustlings in that brush, waited another minute, walked over, and he was dead in the doornail. He'd only gone 20 yards probably. He just got around the corner there. I mean, but it hit good, but I think if I'd have just hurried over, I think he'd have taken off probably instead of just standing there and letting it work on him, and he just laid down,
Yeah.
I find that, regardless of where you hit them, they usually lay down, not that far, huh?
If you don't bother them.
Right, yeah, let them go a little bit. We had that happen, last year, the one we lost before he killed the one, I could see where he hit that bull, and I told him, we got to let him go, let him go lay down. We gave it 40 minutes or so, and he did. He laid right down, and he got right up in front of us, stood right up in front of us like 40 yards, and the guy remember he put his backpack over his rifle strap?
Oh.
And he had his rifle shouldered, and he put his pack over it. So I'm like, shoot him. He's like, shoot him. I see him over there wrestling with it, and I knew that wasn't going to happen. But he took off, and we never saw him again. And I couldn't find any blood, nothing.
I think that was the guide's fault.
Could have been.
What did I do wrong? I didn't put his pack on.
You'll let him sling his rifle.
Oh well, yeah, that was a bad idea, probably.
That's why I don't let the deer hunters guide and carry a sling. If they want a sling, put it in your pack, and we drag them out. You can use your sling.
Yeah.
Well, I always didn't like it because when you came up quick, it seemed like that sling still messes with the balance of your gun. You know what I mean? That makes sense, right?
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, and you don't need it. That's the thing.
Right.
You don't need it there.
They're good for, if you got to walk out later in the day or something, throw it on, and if you got to walk or something. But I'm going to have, I'm going to take one. I got one of them kind of a rubbery one that stretches on my moose gun, because that's a different hunt anyways, but I'll carry it on that mainly because you got to glass a lot too. You walk and you stop and you look with your binoculars and stuff, but I just meant really the sling isn't much good really for tracking and being in the woods. You're not ready if you got your gun on your shoulder.
Right, exactly.
So, well,
Rituals and superstitions. Got that covered.
Are we done? That was the end?
Well, you got something to add?
No.
Eric said,
You sure?
I got to go.
Oh, Alex has to go to work.
Yeah, he
worked.
Oh,
he loves it.
He's the one that works out of this group.
That's
right.
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Pointed that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, again.
Yeah. How long before you can retire?
I'm almost at 25 now, but we'll see how this goes for a while.
You can retire at 25?
Yeah.
Oh,
That sounds like a no-brainer to me.
You're not asking me, are you?
What's that?
You're not the ask me.
Nope.
Okay. Because they just voted to let their guys retire now. Before the 100-year-old thing they had going.
Yeah.
Because a few of my buddies that are still at the prison working there,
As opposed to the ones that are in there.
Yeah, but I mean, like Randy, he's been there 30 years. He was still too young to retire under the old system. But.
Same with me. I'm under the old system too.
Right.
But I can still go at 25.
He can today now.
Yeah.
Since the governor voted, it was a couple weeks ago. He can retire.
People are lining up for that job now, aren't they?
Oh yeah. We got all kinds of help.
Yeah, I bet.
Unbelievable.
Well, they're getting paid
It's
to
everything.
stay home.
It's everything. Yeah. I mean, everybody's hurting for people.
Yep.
I remember when I applied for a job with the prison. I was 21 years old. There was like 25 applicants.
Yeah.
For one position. My odds weren't good, I didn't think. But
Now there's 25 positions for one applicant.
exactly.
That's worse. It's worse than that.
Yeah.
I think our place is 70. We're 70 something down right now.
How can that be? That's a good job.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
They just put a good raise on it and the whole deal.
Yeah.
The benefits are phenomenal, all that stuff. But no, you just can't find.
Well, the way that law enforcement's been portrayed and everything on the media for
yeah.
Yeah.
the last year.
When I started working in 76, I started working $3.20 an hour. And I thought I was, you know, I was upper class, huh? $3 an hour.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, but you could buy gas for 35 cents
Yeah.
a gallon. Yeah. Well, all right. That's a good discussion. So glad to see everybody hasn't got any real weird superstitions.
Well, I bet there's a few out there. I'm looking forward to seeing.
No, I'm
Yeah,
talking
sure
about,
that
I'm
people are
talking
gonna
about
come.
out of you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's people out there that's got some real strange ones. Maybe they wear their wife's panties or something. I don't know. But
How do you even come up with that? Unless that has crossed your mind or already been done, how do you come up with that? You know, that's probably that superstition that Mike was talking about with Hal.
Mike kept trying to dig it up. He caught him one time.
And he's probably kicking him under the table saying, hey, shut up.
Okay, I got one. Moose camp. My wife always sprays my pillows before I go because I'm gone for a long
What
time.
does she spray him
With
with?
the perfume. What do you... Anyway, my
Skunk
wife
spray?
always- she
Skunk
puts a little-
acids.
Puts a little of her perfume on my pillows, and I get, that.
so Mikey thinks he's at home in his bed every night
Yeah.
with his wife. That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, she better spray it 3 times because I got a feeling that Eric's socks and his Red Sox shirt.
She better give you a bottle of it to bring with you.
Keep that crap off of me.
Now the perfume usually wears off about Thursdays.
So
That's why we kill moose so late in the week every now and then.
we finally start finishing up here, and we find out that Hal wears Deb's panties, and Mike has this linen sprayed down.
So
Say it
Joe,
right at the end.
come on, Joe, spit it out.
No, I wish I had some ritual like that to share.
Try the panties. You never know.
That would be a tough fit.
Woody's going to have fun with this one.
Oh, yeah.
Well, all right then. I guess it's time to wrap it up for now. And just so everybody knows, after they listen to this one, me and Joe and some of the other boys will be up in Alaska, so we'll be recording some more when we get back. And
There might be. I got to look at the schedule. I think there might be a 1 week lull where we miss a week, but we're gonna have to see how that works
the
out.
best we can. Oh, I got an idea. You guys can do a podcast, and I'll call in from Alaska when I'm up there. We'll do something. We'll get it figured out.
All right.
But
We
anyway,
could bring the H6 with us and do it up there.
yeah, we could. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Fall's coming. We'll be at it before we know it. Get your gear ready. In this day and age when there's a shortage of things, don't forget if you got to need a new pair of boots or socks or whatever you need, don't wait around for that stuff because you might be waiting. I had to wait for a pair of lacrosse boots a little bit. I was looking around and everything was back ordered. I'm like, geez, how long can it be really for a pair of boots? And it wasn't too long, but it was an extra couple weeks.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I saw it. I think I told you the other night, Liz had everything packaged up to go out the next day, and there was a big box there. And I said, geez, what's in that? Said one of the guys had bought, there was 8 or 10 of them, I think, fanny packs. Bought them for, he's getting married and bought them for the,
Oh, that's cool.
oh, wait.
Oh.
I wonder if I shouldn't have said it.
Yeah. Here we go.
Too bad. You know what you're getting now. Yeah. But yeah, they were for his wedding party, which I thought was pretty cool. That was a good gift.
You didn't mention any names.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No,
We're all-
could
Better
be
not.
anyone.
We're all set.
Could be anyone.
So I guess, are we running low on that stuff? We better speak about that a minute because I know we had put our last order in that we could get from Silent Predator, packs,
Yeah.
and the orange wool vests. And that's probably the last we're going to get of that stuff until we
Figure out a supplier.
something else, a supplier. By the time you listen to this, the gloves will be in. We've got plenty of gloves. So, but anyways, we're working on the woolies. It's discouraging as much to us probably as it is to you, but there's probably a bunch of people out there saying I wished I'd got them last year. But anyway,
yeah,
we're trying to figure out that situation for you, and we'll go from there. So anyways, till next time, good luck on the trail.
Hey, Hal here. Hey, one thing I realized as I was getting older is when I was younger, I never really planned for retirement. And so my client for the last couple of years, Jerry Smith, had been talking to me about it a little bit. And I don't know when I'm going to retire, but I definitely got to get ready for it. But Jerry owns a company called the Northern Way Wealth Management. And he's got a program he calls the Northern Way Retirement GPS. And it's a way you can plan to get your finances in order and live your best life, which means time in the woods to track down some big bucks. Because, the problem is not getting enough time in the woods for most people. And, whether it's family or other hobbies or, just financial obligations, it cuts into your hunting time. So Jerry has partnered with Dave Ramsey in his Smart Vest program where he helps folks in his process. And Jerry has partnered with us at Big Woods Bucks to offer you your very own no-cost or obligation and Northern Way Retirement GPS. Just call or shoot Jerry a text at 715-551-4181 and mention the promo code BWB. Jerry's going to help you get some retirement time and some more income so you can hunt some more. Good luck on the trail.
Investment advisory services through Retirement Wealth Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Northern Way Wealth Management, Retirement Wealth Advisors, and Dave Ramsey are not affiliated.
Hey, Hal here. Just want to take a minute to talk about the hunting club. And you can join by going right online at bigwoodsbucks.com. But anyways, I've got all my information is going in there. And it's a place where you can get together and look at my films, tips, writings, and all of that. And the best part is there's forums for you to communicate with, the rest of the club members, talk about Big Wood stuff and all of that. So anyways, $36 a year, cheaper than getting a Starbucks once a day. So join up and hope you see you on there.
Hey guys, Joe here. Wanted to take a few minutes to talk about Lake Parlin Lodge. We're a 4-season lodge located just south of Jackman. We've got cabins, lodge rooms, mini lodge. We're a big snowmobile destination in the winter, full restaurant, bar, all the amenities that you need for your trip. Open obviously through the summer, right on the lake. Kayaks, canoes, all included with the cabin. We also do a lot of weddings, so if you're looking for a destination wedding, we can do a wedding up to 200 people. And of course, we've got our hunting season, moose season, deer season. So check us out. We're at lakeparlinlodge.com.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Till next time, good luck on the trail.